Hello, and welcome to the Cinephellas Podcast. That's right, Cinephellas, the only place where Chris Evans proved from a leaked photo that he's more than just America's ass. Anyways, for episode 88 of the Cinephellas Podcast, I'm Niall Fortner.
I'm Logan Myers.
Bob Ward.
I'm on the Vegas.
And Kevin Muller.
We're the Cinephellas. We're about to get wild.
In the eyes of a ranger.
All right, man. So what have you guys been watching?
I got around to Bill and Ted 3 finally last night.
Yeah.
What's Bill and Ted 3 too?
I
That
gotta
was a
admit,
good one.
yeah, I've really enjoyed it. And the actress who was from Atypical, the one who played Ted's daughter, she was playing Ted from the 80s. Like, I loved every
Right.
part of that. Like, I was getting into it going, holy crap, like the mannerisms, the hair flipping, I was like, she's not even trying hard and she's nailing it.
Whoa.
She was a better Keanu Reeves than Keanu Reeves.
No, definitely. I'm like, Keanu Reeves is really stiff, like, throughout the movie, but she was great. She definitely was, like, the 80s version of him.
You know why he's stiff in that movie, in my theory?
Why?
Because I feel like his feelings might be hurt. Like, is this girl making fun of me? Like,
Right. Throughout the hour and a half.
And also, did anyone else feel a little awkward with him without facial hair?
Yes.
Like, I'm watching, I was like, that
Looks
is like
weird.
Yeah, it looked like a corpse. Like they over makeup him. Like maybe he still had facial hair for a new John Wick or something, and they're just like, no, cake it on him.
no, he aged like by 20 years without the beard.
It looks like Snape. Harry Potter.
The girl who played Bill's daughter, she was all right. I liked her in Ready or Not, but in this one, I had a hard time. I don't know why. Like I liked her, but I was like, man, like, or maybe the girl who played Ted's daughter was doing that good that it just made everyone else seem terrible.
Samara Weaving you're talking about?
Yeah. I loved her in Ready or Not. Like that was one of my favorite
Yeah.
movies this year.
I didn't love her in this movie. She was okay. She was definitely not one of the better performances. I think it was the way she was written, though.
Do you guys think they could get a spin-off, though?
I could
do.
see that. Yeah.
I mean, I think they definitely get their own spinoff because, wait, have you guys seen it? Kev, you saw it, yeah?
No, I didn't see it yet. No.
Oh, well, yeah, towards the end, like, I think it builds up for it.
Mm-hmm. Did you
But,
guys
like-
think till the end credits, too?
No, was I supposed to?
I didn't see that either. Yeah, I didn't see the end credits.
Well, I won't spoil it, but they showed them old at the end. That's all.
Okay. Yeah, but I actually really did enjoy it. One of the better movies I think of this year, but that's not saying much.
Yeah. Like, I haven't watched Mulan, and I did not know of how much hatred there was towards that movie already. Just because of where it was shot, I was totally ignorant of the situation. So, like, when I was reading, I was like, what the hell is going on? You know, and then I haven't watched that. I'm not going to pay $30 for it, but I'll give it. They said it's going to be free in October, so I can wait.
Truthfully, the movie is, like, really gorgeous. Like, the cinematography for Mulan is amazing. Like, you can just freeze it in any random frame and, like, frame it in your house and say, oh, I've been to China. But, like, the actual movie itself is, like, it's okay. That's the best part of the movie is the cinematography.
It's very empty. It's a very empty.
Yeah.
You don't feel connected. It's very pretty to look at, as you just said, Niles, but it's just, I was bored watching that movie.
Yeah, and, like I felt like they needed a wisecracking dragon, like maybe
Yes.
a bird
It was
or...
too serious. It was too self-serious.
Yeah. And
Very
they
self-serious.
have this bird lady who's, like, the most interesting person in the movie, but even she's not that interesting.
Yeah.
It's like she turned into a bird. That's why you're interested. Or not a bird, a hawk, which is a bird.
Yeah, so
So
don't.
it's pretty much just Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon based on one person.
And,
Yeah,
and
but less style and not as well made.
Because I saw some of her her skills via the previews, and I was like, oh, okay, that looks interesting. But yeah, I didn't know how
like
good that would translate.
I forgot about it already. Like it's forgettable. It was like what was the other Disney one that came out? It's like Beauty and the Beast. Like Beauty and the Beast, I thought was
Mhm.
Yeah,
Like the only one I really liked was the Jungle Book.
Yeah.
Jungle Book was great. Lion King was. I mean, I'll be honest. I liked it for Billy Eichner and Seth Rogen. Like they're the ones who made that movie for me. Did you?
I haven't seen it yet.
I hated that movie.
And the only thing that the Jungle Book, there was one part because it was great, but then Christopher Walken is King
Yes.
Louis. That that just made me stare at it. Go, wait, is Christopher Walken singing? Like, I didn't know this was an option. I would like that in more movies, please.
They should have had him dancing. They should have like mocapped him and like had him dancing instead of the
Like
sitting.
the Fat Boy Slim video.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the Fat Boy Slim video with King Louis.
And with Mulan, did you know that was Jet Li in the movie?
Yes.
I did not know it was him until the credits went up.
Yeah. Who else was in there? There were other Asian actors in there that were famous.
Donnie Yen.
Yeah, and there's another one, right? Hold on, I gotta look.
And another thing, I don't want to crap on Mulan too much, but
Go for it.
wasn't it obvious that Mulan clearly was still a woman and not a man?
I
saw the pictures and was like, oh, so this is totally different. Because, yeah, she was supposed to look like a man in the cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know if they've... Also, that gives way to my biggest theory in Disney is the fact that in the cartoon, the one Donny Osmond did the voice for, Captain whatever, he was gay, right? Like, I mean, he fell in love with Mulan when he thought Mulan was a boy. Then when he finds out Mulan's a girl, he's pissed for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then he like comes to terms with it. So like I was like, that's low key the first openly gay person I've seen in a Disney movie that they addressed. I mean, there are some other ones you're just like, yeah, all right,
Jason Scott Lee was in Mulan.
Really?
He was Mowgli in like the live action Disney.
Oh,
Yeah.
he was also Bruce Lee in the Dragon movie.
Yes. Yeah, he was in it. He was Borai Khan.
And in one of my favorite films, Balls of Fury.
Yes.
Yeah.
He was what was it, the dragon's bodyguard.
Yeah, Sui Fu or something. Yeah.
And then with Mulan's chi, like I felt like this is something you would actually want in war, but they just didn't show it. So I'm like, that's something they could have built more on, her chi powers.
Well, they gave her powers too?
Well, not to spoil it, but it's like Tai Chi powers, yeah. Like
Oh, all right. I don't think I'm gonna see it as it is.
No.
It's not worth $30. Like
No,
if
it's
you
not.
spent $30 on it, I would be mad that you spent $30, even though it's not
Yes.
my money.
Just from what you're saying, I'm not going to watch it.
That's the thing. Like, it looked like a cool action film.
Mulan is
December 4th. Okay.
4th, yeah.
So a few months. Okay, cool.
I mean, I can do without for a little bit. I'll just listen to Niall just kind of go, by the way, here's another jab. And you just bring my expectations lower to the time I see it. I'm like, oh, it's a great movie.
Yeah. I'm not going to watch it, probably.
One more jab. Kevin, the Mongolians are wasted. The Mongolians are wasted. I'm sorry.
Yes, yeah. It's I don't know. I was very disappointed in it. I thought it was gonna be a lot cooler.
Yeah, there was room for improvement, a lot. Now,
I finished the first season of Upload. Seriously, I don't know why more people aren't talking about that show. I freaking
really
love
good
that
show.
thing.
Yeah, I liked it too.
Haven't seen it.
It's Robbie Amell and Arrow's. Well, he was in what was it? He was on Flash, and then he was in Legends of Tomorrow. It's really good. It's a cool concept of where you can put your consciousness up to the cloud, so when your body dies, you can still somewhat live.
I watched Perry Mason. I thought that was a pretty cool show.
Yeah.
Did you watch it?
No.
If you like detective stories like from like the 40s, I recommend it. I watched The Wrong Missy. I watched another one.
I saw that too. A while ago.
She deserved better than that movie. She was awesome in that movie. Lauren Lapkus.
Yeah.
But the movie was terrible.
Like I'm not gonna lie, I did laugh at some parts, but like the movie doesn't make sense. You have this crazy ass woman, and you're gonna choose her over the woman you were meant to be with.
I saw the rhythm section with Blake Lively.
I like that.
You liked it?
Is she like the assassin in that movie or something?
Yeah, she is.
Yeah, it's like, it's the chick, every hot chick gets that movie. Jennifer Garner on it with peppermints.
Yeah.
And like they make her look ugly. But I thought Gretel and Hansel was pretty cool.
Yeah, we talked about that, Logan and I.
Talked about that, okay. And I started The Boys. The Boys is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
And,
First season or?
Oh, first season. Yeah, I started from the beginning. Yeah.
Cool. You're going to love it.
And Cobra Kai is pretty cool too. I started that.
Nice.
All good choices.
I saw The Babysitter too. Did you guys see that?
It's on my list. I was going to watch it this weekend. I didn't get a chance.
Okay, I'll let you watch it then.
Yeah, I love the first one.
Yeah, the first one is good. Just so you know, the sequel, he's in high school now. That's all.
And she's not in it, right? Samara Weaving.
You mean Margot Robbie 2.0?
Yeah.
It's like they have a lab of Margot Robbie's.
Yeah. I saw Tenet.
What'd you think?
Honestly, I wasn't crazy about it. I don't know. I don't know if it was. I was like really looking forward to it, but I don't know. By the end, I was not really that impressed by it. Like technically, it's fine, but sorry, did you say something, Niall?
No, I was just wondering, is it too mind-boggling? Like, that's the biggest critique.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, if you like, here's the thing. I kind of understood what was going on with it, but if I told you how it works, I kind of don't want to explain it because it feels like it's going to be too much work. But it's kind of simple once you kind of get into it. Like, I feel like it overcomplicated itself with the time inversion stuff. Like,
Yeah,
it was a
it
cool
did.
concept, but I don't know. I wasn't really crazy about it as a whole. Honestly, I didn't think the visuals were that striking to me. Like, compared to, like, The Dark Knight, it was
Inception.
fine. Your Inception, exactly. Like, it didn't like have a thing where it's like, oh my god, it looks gorgeous. You have to see it in IMAX. But I didn't see it in IMAX. I just saw it in whatever next showing it was. But it was still a big screen. But I didn't think it really, like, the cinematography really stood out in this one as much as his other movies.
All right, because theaters in Fort Lauderdale, they actually opened up now. They opened up last week, so I was thinking about seeing it, but they're only showing 2 movies.
What are the 2 movies?
Tenet and The New Mutants.
Go see Tenet.
Yeah, just see it, just to see what you think of it. Because I think everybody's going to be very mixed on it as a whole. I think a lot of people just have so many different, like, just opinions all over the spectrum. So.
All right, nice. I want to check it out though.
Yeah, and then what else did I see? I saw Unhinged, that Russell Crowe movie.
How was that?
It was what if you saw the trailer, you know what to expect from it. It's just like, I think I wrote it. I have a letterbox, and I wrote, like, it was just basically a glorified Lifetime movie. It just made it to the big screen because Russell Crowe was in it, and Russell Crowe's the best part. He just acts like a crazy guy the whole movie, and he's killing people because he has road rage. He basically harasses this woman because he's like, you didn't tap your horn properly, and you need to follow the right, like, you didn't do the proper etiquette. So I'm gonna get revenge, and I'm gonna go after your family, and I'm gonna go after everybody you love because you didn't do your tap properly. And it's a whole thing. And he's kind of like a men's rights guy, activist kind of thing. They kind of imply because he got divorced, that's why he's angry. His wife didn't, like, I don't know. He has a whole thing with his wife that they kind of imply. The whole movie is like just Russell Crowe going crazy. That was fun. Don't rush out to see it, but if you want to see it, I mean,
it's not worth, like, risking my life to go see the movie.
Don't risk your life. Really, don't risk your life to see any movie. But I mean, if you want to see it, I mean, see it. But wait. It's a movie you can wait to watch.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
and
I
then
didn't see Tenet though, because, like.
Yeah, I mean, at least it'll get you thinking.
Yeah, I don't think I fully comprehended it.
Yeah.
I need to rewatch it. It's one of those movies.
Well, it's Christopher Nolan. You're gonna write a college thesis in your mind while watching the movie.
That was probably one of the hardest reviews I've ever done, trying to talk about that on camera.
Yeah, I would imagine.
It was like, I don't know. I didn't feel confident about it. It's a movie I'm gonna rewatch, but I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I feel like I have to watch it at home because it was so loud. You couldn't hear some of the dialogue.
Yeah, exactly. That was one of my complaints.
Yeah. And I know some people are like, well, you don't need to hear the dialogue. You just need to feel it and you need to experience it. It's just style. But I need to hear something. If you're putting dialogue in there, I'm purposefully going to need to know the dialogue in there if I can't hear it. I mean.
So is it that the sound, like the Hans Zimmer music just comes in way too loud? And
yeah, that's exactly what happens.
The background noise is super loud.
Yeah.
And Hans Zimmer didn't do this movie.
Oh, he didn't? Okay.
No, it was a different guy.
No, he wasn't. It was some other guy, Ludwig.
Yeah, something like that. I can't
something like
pronounce
that.
it.
So this might be like Christopher Nolan always works with Hans Zimmer.
Yeah, he was busy.
He wanted to do Dune.
Yep.
He didn't work on Tenet.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a better choice, anyways.
Let's get into Dune. Let's talk about that because that trailer was pretty good.
Sure was awesome. I can't stop watching.
Yeah, I loved it. I can't wait for it.
I don't know anything about Dune, but it looked cool. Like I was like, okay, the visuals, everything, it looks like a world I want to be in.
Have you guys read the book? Because I never read the book.
No.
Oh wow, okay.
I read it years ago.
Bob, you're back. Okay, what happened?
I came upstairs in the treehouse now.
Okay. Yeah, so we were talking about Dune. Did you see the trailer for that?
Loved it. Like every part of that, I was like, "Oh, it's better than when Sting was in it." Okay, this is good. This is
right.
You know what's weird with Dune? That 80s movie, they're like, it's so unfilmable. We can never film this. But when you watch the movie and read, like, because I never read the book, but when you see like what happened with the book, it's like they didn't even try. Oh, there you go.
It's the VHS, and I haven't watched this in like 10 or 15 years. So I need to rewatch it. It's been a long time.
Yeah, but I just find that like they keep saying it's unfilmable, but it's like you never really tried to film it the way it should be.
Right.
Well, because there's like 4 books in the series. You had Dune, you had Children of Dune, you had I just made a display of them at work, and I can't remember all the titles. I would say there's 3 or 4, but I don't even remember even the movie Children of Dune. That was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. So do you think they'll go off and make this like a Lord of the Rings type trilogy or whatever?
I really hope not.
I think they will, yeah. It's going to make a lot of money, so they're going to make more.
Yeah, they're doing I think they said there's an HBO Max show too.
They are.
Really?
Like it's a 2-part movie and then an HBO Max show.
Mm-hmm.
Which that's pretty risky because I don't know Dune that well, but I wonder how it's gonna like it looks kind of too adult like sci-fi that I feel like it's gonna scare people away. It looks too much like Blade Runner 2049. And I feel like you're just ready you better get ready to flush some money down the toilet because people are gonna be like, I don't want to watch this. This looks too serious. Looks too adult. I like my action to have lasers.
Yeah, I think it looks like Game of Thrones up in space.
Yeah, it does. That's what I like about it.
Awesome.
Yeah, and the cast is stacked. I mean, there's so many good actors in this.
Yeah, Jason.
I think that opening like weekend is going to be
Bautista.
amazing. Then it's going to plateau for a while.
That's what I feel too. It's going to totally plateau.
Or you're going to have a resurgence because people are going to watch it that first time. And if they're like me, when I was a kid watching the first one, you don't understand a lot. So then you have to come back and watch it again. And
yeah, but no, it looked the trailer looked cool. I don't know, it's just and then really good cast. I like Timothée Chalamet. He's been showing up a lot and stuff. I like him.
Yeah.
Zendaya.
Up and coming actors. Good for a young guy.
Yep.
if Sting does not make a cameo, I will throw stuff at the screen.
He's not listed on IMDb.
Shouldn't be. He should just be someone who gets randomly shot. He should be just an innocent bystander. That
Small
just
cameo.
Yeah, I just want a little on-screen thing, just as a nod to, like, you remember this guy with the weird hair? Now he's gone.
But for you guys who read the book, do you see like similarities in the book just from the trailer alone? All right.
Yeah. Well, the dark, ominous tone, like, you know, when you read a book and they just constantly focus on the scene and then it gives you the dialogue, that's what this feels like.
Mm-hmm.
Although, like, this had a lot more, like you said, Lord of the Rings feel. This had a lot more in-depth. I'm excited. Do they have a runtime on it, Logan? Like how long it's going to be?
No, not yet.
Well, it's Denis Villeneuve, the French dude.
2.5 hours, I'd say.
Yeah.
Gonna be long.
But yeah, I love the cast. It looks solid. I'm really looking forward to it. When's the release date?
The 18th December.
18th. Yeah, I can't believe that. Wow. I thought it was going to be next year.
No, they'll probably hit it, I think.
Yeah, I think we're good.
Somewhat back to normal then.
Yeah.
And that movie's going to make a shitload of money.
During the holidays? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
People are at home on vacation. Go to the movies.
I mean, that's where they pushed Wonder Woman again. Didn't they push her back to December now?
Yeah,
go
Christmas.
Yeah, Christmas.
Christmas,
December
yeah.
25th.
That's right.
Yep.
Called that.
Yeah.
They will.
People just need to just be patient. Just wear the mask. Stop going in public. Or like if you have to, just follow protocols, and then we'll be back to normal. But nobody wants to because they're like, we have to save the economy, and all kind of stuff that I don't want to listen to. So.
Right.
America.
Yeah, exactly. America. Gotta save the economy. We gotta get back to normal. We're number one. Better than everybody.
God bless this beautiful country.
And Bob,
Logan's sitting literally in the middle of a buffalo farm. Have we not noticed this? Blue Angels are going to do a flyover real soon. Lee Greenwald's proud to be an American. It just starts going off in the background.
Ding! Time for dinner. Time for supper.
and Bob, did you see the Babysitter too? Because I was the only one who saw that right before you got signed off.
I didn't see that one yet. It looks good though, because I love the original.
Yeah, it's
The
pretty
first
good.
one, I should say.
All right, so we won't talk about that one then.
Yeah,
Was it
but
worth watching though?
No, it is. I like it.
Okay, good.
Yeah, but just before he got cut off, like that upload show's really good. Cause I watched it like over the summer. It's like very weird, but like I don't know. I want to see what they do next with that show.
Yeah, Logan, trust me. You watch that, you could binge it. It's not. I think it's 8 or 9 episodes. You watch that, I guarantee you hit that chat and go, all right, yeah, I'm in. Like it's such a cool. And being a tech fan yourself, like and being in IT stuff, it plays with a lot of that.
Awesome. Sounds
And
like
it deals instead of
Yeah, like a lot of crazy.
you're building a server, and instead of clients going on, you're literally uploading people's consciousness and helping them adapt to that world as opposed to what they're used to. Like it's really cool.
That's a cool concept. I do like that. Huh.
Yeah, I like the thing. There's
Look it
actually a
up.
part on the show where they did like a thing where you have to have like an account, like money set up. And if you wanted to get certain things, somebody has to keep putting money in your account. And
It's like a commissary.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait, what is this?
Upload.
It's on
Oh, I
Amazon.
thought we were talking about the babysitter. I'm like, what the hell?
I was just
Oh.
trying to add on to Bob's thing because he had left.
No,
I wanted
but-
to.
And also, I know this is a little jump off, but the first 3 episodes of The Boys have been freaking flawless.
Awesome.
I love them. Yeah. I need to watch the newest one they released Friday, but I
Yeah, I
watched the
didn't watch
first
that one
3.
either.
First 3 are awesome. I mean, it's balls to the wall. It's more nuts than the first season. The
And it's
scene
funny,
with
Garth Ennis was like, I wish I would have went this way with the books. Like, yeah, you should.
Yeah.
Like, this is great. I love the books as well.
I just started watching it, Bob.
Huh?
I started watching it.
And,
No, it's crazy.
right?
Yeah. It's,
Like, people are like, oh, I love the Umbrella Academy. I'm like, watch The Boys. Don't get me wrong. I love the Umbrella Academy. I love Doom Patrol. Watch The Boys.
Umbrella Academy is like towards a teenage audience,
Mhm.
where The Boys is for adults. You know,
Not only adults, I think it's for people like us, the people who are like, we're gonna watch it. Give me a lot of blood, give me a lot of guts, give me a couple, just give me the worst possible scenario, and I'll watch that. That's kind of what this is.
and it's fun and original. It's like superhero satire. They're poking fun at the genre of
And a lot at Zack
superheroes.
Snyder.
What's that?
And a lot at Zack Snyder they're poking.
Yes, absolutely. I love Homeland. Homelander's the best part of the show. He's just nuts.
Yeah.
He was at C2E2, and he turned that stuff on like crazy. He would, like, when he was at a panel, he'd be laughing, and then he would just real serious real fast. And he thought it was funny because it freaks people out on how quick he could turn on a dime. It was,
He's a good actor, huh?
I've never
Yeah,
seen him in anything else.
He's in a
Me-
show called Banshee that's supposed to be really good. I haven't seen it, but
I
he
watched
always-
the
I've heard of
first
that.
season of
Yeah.
Banshee, but it's on Cinemax, and nobody watches Cinemax.
and I have Cinemax.
Oh, you do?
I don't.
all through my adolescent years, we had Cinemax.
Yeah.
Or Skinemax. There's a Skinemax.
You know what? Yeah, I'm real late to this game, but has anyone watched Afterlife with Ricky Gervais on Netflix?
No.
No,
No.
it looked interesting, but I haven't seen it.
I'm a Ricky Gervais fan anyway. I love The Office. I love a lot of stuff he's done, but he did Afterlife, where Ricky Gervais is a famous atheist. You know what I mean? Like, and in this movie, he's an atheist as well, or show, and his wife dies of cancer. And so he just decides, well, I'm without her. I'm just going to be this condescending prick and all this. And it's an evolution of someone who goes from losing it all to trying to figure out how to live. And like, well, in the first couple minutes, like, he wants to kill himself, but he can't because the dog needs him. So he can't do that because he has a dog which he's responsible for. And then it just goes from there. Like, seriously, I really enjoy it. It's kind of heartfelt, but also there's a lot of real good moments of Ricky Gervais just being a dick to the people we all wish we could be one to. Like the little fat kid was pissing him off and he called him a fat little twat. And I was like, God, I want to do that. It's like, I don't even know a fat little kid who made me mad, but that doesn't mean I don't want that at some point in my life.
I like when he hosted the award show.
And that's what he is. He's unapologetic, and I like that, you know?
He's honest. I love that.
Because, what was it? He was the one who did The Office, and then Greg Daniels adapted it for the U.S. Greg Daniels also did Upload, and he did Space Force as well. Space Force I couldn't get into.
I watched one episode of Space Force, and then I don't know what happened. It didn't really get me. It was fine, I guess, but I don't know. I'm not in a rush to finish it.
It wasn't the ending sucked, but I thought it was okay.
John Malkovich made the show.
Yeah.
John Malkovich was my favorite part of this.
Yes, John Malkovich is awesome in that show. He's basically playing his character from Burn After Reading.
And the new Fargo trailer came out. Logan, did you see that?
Yeah, that's coming out 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Filmed just 15-20 minutes away from you.
Elgin. Yep.
Elgin.
Yep. I can't wait. I'm really excited for it.
Yeah,
Chris Rock is gonna.
27th, they said.
Is that what it is?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm really stoked for that. Chris Rock is gonna tear it up.
Yeah, Chris Rock. Yeah.
Performance we haven't seen before.
And honestly, like the Fargo seasons, the weakest one to me was number 3 so far, and that's only because, and it's not because of Ewan McGregor, it's because the overall story was rough.
Yeah, the writing was rough.
Season, I stand that first season against like up there on the same tier as Dexter season 4.
I'm the same way. So season
it's like those were the seasons that really just kind of like they're the reasons you watch TV.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Set it apart from the movie. Really, really phenomenal first season.
I did like in season 3, the villain. What was his name?
The guy from Harry Potter.
Yeah.
I was going to say the one from Dragonheart.
I think VM Varga.
VM Varga. Yeah, he was awesome.
Yeah.
I like that guy.
Good. It was great.
Was the toothpick?
Yeah.
And just rotten teeth.
Yeah.
And he's bulimic too, which I don't know why it needed to be said, but I love the fact that that was part of his character, and that explains why his teeth were bad.
It took me a while to finish it. I just thought it was boring. I couldn't get into it.
Ewan McGregor's the only reason that I was like, all right, I'll give it a shot, you know, and he did great. He chewed that scenery like he tried to save it. And it was just that first season, man, nothing. That first season was untouchable.
I think I don't know why, even before this show like exists, I was like, you know, one day I want to see Billy Bob Thornton do something Coen's again, like in a Coen Brothers thing. And then when Fargo season 1, I was like, okay, finally my dream was realized. And then, I don't know. Season 2, I like too. A lot of people say season 2 is really good. I still think season 2 kind of takes some time to get going, and like it's kind of slow.
I wanted more of the alien. Don't give me 3 seconds of look, there's an alien, and we'll never talk about it again.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly. Don't introduce aliens if you're not gonna do anything with them.
It had some silly parts to it.
Yeah,
they killed Macaulay Culkin's brother. The aliens came and distracted him. Give me more of that. Oh no, we're not getting that. Okay, fine. Then why show it? Don't show me the toys if you don't want to play with the toys. When they were coming into the store, I was like, oh yeah, they asked me what I like, and I like Lock and Key. Oh, I watched that show. I was like, don't base it off the show. Read the source material.
Yeah,
that's gospel.
Yeah, because sometimes there's certain things in a book you can't do on a show. That it's just hard to really get everything, especially prose and like the way things are written. It doesn't always translate properly.
I feel bad. I haven't finished the Lock and Key first season. Like,
it's I didn't love it. Being a huge fan of the
geared toward like teens, like it was on the CW.
That's how I felt too. I'm like, that's not how the books are at all. I'm like, it's definitely darker, and it just felt, I don't know, couldn't get into the characters.
It would have been better if like AMC got it or HBO, where they were like, "Hey, let's make this dark. Let's go
rated R
route.
Rated R style TV show." That's how
just
it should
like
be.
Nosferatu, the book was phenomenal. And that series, man, it was okay, but it was nothing like the book. And I had such a strong love for that book. I was like, all right, well.
Yep, and that got canceled.
Yeah, that show's on Shudder. I keep thinking maybe I'll watch it, but I don't know.
Nosferatu?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like, it's a Shudder exclusive. Watch. Yeah, no, I don't know. I might try it, but I'm not in a rush.
Oh, Logan, I'll be taping the Joe Hill Basket of Heads thing soon.
Nice.
Take a look at that link, dude. That series, I read a couple of them when they came out, and then I lost track of time. Read that series. Right, like
it's a great comic series, yeah.
It's an 80s horror movie.
Oh, it's right on my alley. Perfect.
Dude, It felt like it was tailored for like 11-year-old me. It was just like, it was amazing.
That
Like
good,
a
huh?
creep show, like how they have the nostalgia. Joe Hill knew right in the, like, he went right in the sweet spot there, where it was like unbelievability, but you could also cast like stars in your head for if they ever made that a movie, because it feels like it would just translate so well. It was awesome.
Definitely check it out.
I'll do a review of the Three Jokers, because that first issue came out and I read it 3 times now. It's awesome. It's on Batman. It's pretty much where the Joker we've seen in The Killing Joke, the Joker we've seen in, like, you know, the Caesar Romero, like the old golden age. There's 3
Adam
different
West.
Jokers that have been taking over stuff, and so one of them was from Killing Joke, one of them was this, and they all try to evolve a better. It was so good.
And didn't they bring up the 3 Jokers like towards the end of the New 52? Like it was.
Yeah.
Like that?
Yeah, that there was something like that. And Jim Lee has shot down the 5G thing, so they're not going to reboot it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that was part of Fandom Part 2, which I actually have notes from Fandom.
Okay.
Did you guys watch any part of it?
No, I didn't know.
I forgot that. Was it?
So the score for Justice League, you'll have to go online, go on YouTube, try to find it. Junkie XL did the score for Justice League, the Snyder Cut. And they showed a brief thing on the virtual panel. Looks so awesome. Like when they shot that, when they put that new trailer out and they did the cover of Hallelujah, I was like, okay, that's pretty cool. You know, I like the dark feeling it gave you. And then Junkie XL, who did, what was it? He did both Deadpools and I can't remember what else, but he's doing this, and I was really excited about that. And we're getting another Young Justice season, which I didn't think we were getting. And the best news out of the whole thing is they Flashpoint, since they're casting everyone else, it's sounding like they're rebooting the DCEU with Flashpoint. Again, I even took a screen grab of her quote because I was like, this is what I wanted to hear for so long. Hang on. I'm going to look like a total nerd in high school right now. Well, I want you to see it, so I'm not going to tell you. But what I can tell you is that it's a ride. It's going to be fun, exciting, and there's a lot of DC characters in it. Flash is the superhero of this film because he's bridged to all the characters and timelines. In a way, it restarts everything, and it doesn't forget anything. If
And
they do,
Wonder Woman's going to be in it, too.
yeah, if Flashpoint goes off, this rebuilds that whole thing of DC movies, which I didn't mind. But it gets rid of a lot of the stuff that we didn't have to see anymore. But we're getting 3 Batman in one movie. I'm in.
Yeah, Michael Keaton, Ben Affleck, and then who's the other one?
Rumor has it that you're going to hear Kevin Conroy talk because he did it in Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Yeah.
So, and even the Flash showed, Ezra Miller showed up on the Flash crossover.
Yeah.
Which makes me think that they did a couple more because that the production quality changed like that.
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden it was beautiful and all that, and then went back to TV style. Like, oh, I know where they're going with that one.
Bob, what did you think of the Batman trailer? Because you weren't here when we were talking about.
Oh, that is so beautiful.
It is.
That is so beautiful.
Now,
And also, you know, who's the guy? Who's the guy from like Sin City? The guy that. So pretty much they made Colin Farrell look completely different.
Yeah.
Like the guy from Sin City. Was it
Mickey
Richard
Rourke?
Pryor?
You're talking about Mickey Rourke?
No.
the Yellow Bastard?
Spin City. Sorry, Spin City.
Oh yeah, Richard Kind.
That's what they made Colin Farrell look like.
Yeah.
Why not just hire Richard Kind? He's going to be $20 an hour.
Right, no kidding. He looks exactly like him.
It would be the most nervous, neurotic penguin in the Batman universe.
Yeah. Now, Bob, do you think, like I watched the trailer like literally 4 times. Now, the scene with the Riddler and all the duct tape, do you actually think that's the Riddler or do you think it's Hush?
I think it's Hush.
I think so too.
I definitely think it's Hush, and I think it'd be genius if they were to bring in Hush into the cinematic universe,
Right.
even if it's just for the Batman standalone, because then you get to see, like, you've seen Batman fight people he doesn't know and he hates and people he doesn't know, but when he fights Hush, which is a childhood friend and someone that it's like Kevin, Logan, Amanda, are you guys familiar with the Hush character and stuff like
No.
that?
I know a little bit about Hush. I really don't follow.
real quick, just I'll put it into this little condensed thing. Bruce Wayne had a friend, and his family was very rich as well. And Bruce's parents died, so he inherited all the money. And Tommy was jealous of that. So then, what was it? He cut the brake lines on his parents' car, so then they would die. But his mom survived, and that mooched all the money out of his inheritance, and it just went insane. And so, like, the guy was a plastic surgeon. And he becomes like the best plastic surgeon. So he actually can change his face and manipulate stuff so no one knows who he is.
Really? That's cool.
Stay away from the animated movie, but you can read, if you can get your hands on the graphic novel, I highly recommend it. It's one of my top Batman stories.
It is.
No, you said, because at the end of the trailer, the Riddler says to Batman, it's like, you're a part of this too. And he's like, how am I a part of this? And it's like, you'll see. So that would be actually cool if it is Hush.
Right. Like, I think that would be the setup. I think originally they wanted to do. They did Long Halloween, and I was like, well, forget Long Halloween. We for no reason get Calendar Man, who should have just. But if this is year 2 Batman, you want to show angst, you want to show hatred, and what he's supposed to be, that Hush is the best spot to go.
Yeah. And also in the trailer, I don't know if you noticed, because I watched this thing literally like 4 times. The envelope that the Riddler has, look where the stamp is. There's an owl.
Oh, if we could court of owls, that would be amazing.
Yes.
See, so now they need to make that Batman movie into a trilogy, and give me the Court of Owls, which would play into Tommy, because his parents, being one of the first families of Gotham, would have been an owl as well.
Yeah.
Then we could get talent. God, now let's just run and write movies, because if they don't make these, we could.
Bob, you know they're doing the TV series too, right?
Huh?
They're doing a TV series on HBO Max connected to the
PD.
Batman movie called Gotham PD.
Yeah.
So you may have some of those characters in Gotham PD also.
I'll watch it. No, I don't want to.
I'm getting excited.
HBO Max, but I might get rid of a couple things just so I can get it, because you get the Green Lantern show that's going on there. Doom Patrol's going to start going over there. Titans is going to go over there. The Snyder Cut.
Yeah. And also too, Catwoman, Zoe Kravitz, they have like a little glimpse of her. I think she's actually perfect.
She looks like Jim Lee's from Hush, actually. Jim Lee's drawing of Catwoman and Bruce embracing on the rooftop. Like, her hair was cut the exact same. It's the same costume. I think you're right. I think you're onto something with the Hush thing, because when I was like, oh, that'd be cool, but I didn't think about the Catwoman. I was just like, that's a cool concept. But yeah, no. I think you're onto something.
And also, like, Zoe Kravitz has that natural look of a real cat. Like, I'm pissed off, leave me the hell alone. So
see, and know what the best thing is she looks good like that. And then my wife and I have a constant argument over the fact that I say Julia Stiles looks like a cat.
She does. Yeah.
She does, actually, yeah.
Try to unsee that now.
Yeah.
She was like, oh, she made me watch 10 Things I Hate About You. It's one of her favorite movies, and it's good. It is. And I was like, I don't like Julia Stiles. She's like, well, I'm like, she looks, and I just was like, she looks like a cat. She's like, what do you mean? And every time I look at her, I'm like, she looks like a cat.
Meow.
Yeah, exactly. She looks like angry cat, like the face is all pushed in, you know?
Yeah.
And Jeffrey, what's his name again? Commissioner Gordon.
Jeffrey Wright.
Jeffrey Wright, yeah. He's perfect. He looks exactly like the part.
Yeah, I'm good with every part of this. I really am.
I'm super excited.
Mm-hmm.
Most anticipated film of the year.
It looks so good, and people are saying that there was a shit ton of money just offered to Joaquin Phoenix to do 2 more Joker movies. And
yeah, I heard that.
I hope it doesn't happen. You do that, you take away anything that was good about that movie. Leave parts up to interpretation. I want the alternate ending, though. Did you guys read about the alternate ending?
No, what happened?
No.
So you know how when you have Bruce get killed, or Bruce get killed, his parents get killed, the guy was wearing a Joker mask.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Originally what they were going to do is you were going to have that scene and it would take off, and it was going to be Joaquin Phoenix. And then he was going to laugh and kind of turn around, then just turn back around, put the gun at Bruce and shrug, and then you just see the flash of the gun, and that was going to be the end. I was like, You could have no one would have talked at the end of that movie. If you got credits right after that, no one talks. Everyone's just kind of, it's the same end as Infinity War, where everyone was just quiet and no one knew what to do. Like, you killed Bruce Wayne as a kid? Like, I will buy tickets to the Oscars because someone's going to get something.
Right.
But it was on, Kevin Smith was talking about it, I believe, was talking about that ending. And the whole time I'm like, yeah, give me that ending. I'd watch that over and over. Don't get me wrong, I love the Joker movie anyway, but.
And, Pattinson has COVID, so if Batman gets COVID, then, damn, everyone's can get it, I guess.
Like I said.
So they were filming it again for what, like three days, and he got it?
Yeah.
So who knows when they're going to.
Give it to him. Maybe it's a clue.
Yeah.
He got it and The Rock. I don't know. We'll see, because The Rock, he's already bounced back. They said him and his family have already tested negative again. So here's hoping that Batman, here's hoping obviously everyone's healthy and all that, and then here's hoping that they can bounce back and kind of get back filming real quick.
Yeah, they said they're going to film stuff without Pattinson and see what they can do without him. And then he'll be back, yeah.
How was he in Tenet?
He was okay. I thought Robert Pattinson was like really good in it. Like
Go ahead.
Yeah, I thought he did a really good job. I thought the cast as a whole was good, but yeah, he was like funny and charming, and like he was very energetic compared to everybody else.
When he's introducing the movie, I couldn't hear what he was saying.
Yeah,
What?
I was like, I didn't understand it, but it sounded good. I mean, he looked good doing it, I guess. I don't know. As it went on, I was okay. I don't understand it, but he acted good, even if I didn't understand it.
Logan, you reminded me a little of John. What? Like
what? Like most of the dialogue in the movie, that's what I was doing. What? Huh?
That should be an alert tone, just that from every Nolan film. Like everyone else would totally, no one misses a text at that point.
Yeah, I think all the action scenes in that movie were great. Like
the car thing was pretty cool.
That was
backwards in the car.
I felt like that scene went a little too long, but
yeah,
it was shot well.
Yeah, it was shot well. Yeah, that's the thing. The action was good. I just felt like after a certain point, I was like, this felt long. I think Nolan, he needs a guy. He needs a guy to like tell him, hey, you need like, I think he needs someone to tell him, hey, you need to like do stuff here, like someone to be very critical and say, hey, fix these things in the story, or like also don't get Kenneth Branagh to do a Russian and all that kind of stuff, because he's a Russian in that movie, and I was like, this is hilarious. And then
yeah,
what else? And then every time Elizabeth Debicki was in it, I just kept thinking she reminded me of Charlotte Flair for some reason. She's very tall. She kind of has the same shape.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah.
The problem is no one will be able to tell Nolan anything as long as that money keeps going in.
That's very true, yeah. He's got full creative control, they said. I think he's one of the few people at Warner Brothers that has full creative control.
How was, I know Aaron Taylor Johnson was in it, right?
Yeah, he was. He played, I think he was like a soldier. He
was a soldier, yeah.
He was pretty good.
Yeah, he came in kind of towards the end of the movie. He was good.
Yeah. I didn't recognize him at first. He had a full beard in it.
I heard he was jacked, right?
Yeah, he looked jacked, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know yet.
He was wearing like a lot of stuff, but like at first I was like, is this just some, I didn't know who this random guy just showed up. And then I was like, oh yeah, that's Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Yeah, he had a thick accent too.
Yeah, very thick. He was another one. I think weirdly, I think I understood him more than I understood Robert Pattinson.
More than the main characters of the movie. That's why I don't think I understood it fully, because I couldn't hear what they were saying. So
yeah.
I'm like, what's the concept here?
Yeah.
So what you're telling me to do is wait till it's on DVD so I can put on the subtitles?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, this is what it means.
Or I'll go see it so I know exactly what my dad feels like, because he's half deaf. He can't hear half the shit people say.
I feel like Christopher Nolan's just
mad.
Nolan's just fucking with us as an audience.
I think so.
Like all his movies, it's hard to hear dialogue.
Yeah.
Certain parts.
Someone had a really good point. I read something about Tenet, how that movie just feels like someone playing with their toys as a kid, and you're making your own logic. as you go
Yeah.
along, which I'm like, that's kind of the best way to explain it.
That is.
And you just make up your own rules as you go along.
Your own noises, like with your mouth, like boom.
Yeah.
That's what I mean, man. That noise come out of nowhere every time. That theater, the trailer, when that trailer first hit, you knew it was a Nolan film before you even knew what was happening. You heard, it's just like, oh shit! All right, I know who this is. Like an entrance theme just for him.
I hope he goes smaller his next movie. Like, I would like to see him do a horror movie or like a sci-fi horror movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Do something different. Yeah.
Well, if he doesn't, he's going to be stuck in Shyamalan mode, where people are going to expect the same thing over and over, and you're going to be.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're going to eventually give your Lady in the Water that everyone hates.
Yeah, no shit. They'll make
That's
a
the thing.
movie.
Yeah, because that's the thing with Tenet. I don't think he's got that. Like, at least it was a lot of things, even if it's kind of like everybody has their complaints about it. It's not laying in the water. Not at that point. I don't think he's at that point yet.
Yeah, that movie was terrible.
Yeah. I didn't see it, but I listened to podcasts talk about it. No, don't see it.
Don't see it.
Okay.
There's a little boy with a real jacked right arm, which I'll be honest, I was really out of it when I watched, and I was like, what's he been doing with that arm? And then me and my buddies went from there. So it's a hard movie to get behind. I love almost everything that man's done, except for Last Airbender, Last Airbender, Lady in the Water, and The Happening.
Happening's hilarious, though.
I like The Happening. It's so
Yeah.
ridiculous.
And then Mark Wahlberg, he was talking to plants in that movie. He was like, "Hey, what you doing there? Hey, plant, come down. Don't kill everybody." And then the plant didn't do anything. What? No.
Yeah, but poor John Leguizamo just eats it in the back of a Jeep Wrangler.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell? Another movie he did that a lot of people don't realize. The movie Devil was fantastic.
I like Devil.
Yeah,
Devil was pretty good.
I like Devil.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong, Glass wasn't great, but it was still better than half of what people put out now.
Yeah, I like what's that guy's name? Logan Marshall Green. The guy that everybody says is like the great value, Tom Hardy. But I think I like him more than Tom Hardy. I don't know.
Yeah, it's funny how it reversed, because people used to say like, oh, he's the poor man's Tom Hardy, but now Tom Hardy is the poor man's version of Logan Marshall Green.
It all stopped after that Capone movie.
Yep.
No shit. No shit.
People started hating Tom Hardy after Capone.
I love
It's
Logan
going to take
Marshall
Venom
Green.
2 to get that Capone taste out of everyone's mouth.
Yeah. I love Logan Marshall Green. Been watching him for a long time. It's like one of my favorite interviews I've done.
Yeah.
Was with him. He was really cool.
Yeah, he was on what show was it? He was on 24. He got tortured on a season of 24.
I knew him from the OC. If you guys ever
Oh,
watched
wow.
that, he was the brother in that show. So that was like early 2000s. So
Yeah.
I've been a fan for a long time.
Mm.
Show was not that good. It doesn't hold up anymore, but he was good
Yeah,
in it.
I tried to watch the OC. I don't know. I might go back if I want to, but I don't know. Like this that I like people that I like. I think I listened to Blank Check, and one of the guys there is like he loves the OC. He loves it.
I did when it was out, and then I rewatched it recently. Not that good.
Yeah. That's always disappointing though. When you're like, oh, I love this when I was growing up, and then you're like, okay, well,
It's
this is like a waste of time to me. Now.
right. It's like the music and the fashion of that time.
Yeah, it's like you had to be there
Yeah.
to really get it to work for you.
Did anybody watch The Binge on Hulu? It's a new movie with Vince Vaughn.
No, it looked good.
No.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I wanted to watch that. Yeah.
It's like The Purge, but it's with comedy, and instead of murder being legal, it's drugs are legal and alcohol.
Oh, all right.
It's a high school movie, right? He's
Yeah.
a principal in the movie. Yeah, yeah.
It's pretty much every high school movie you've seen before, but I thought the kids were good. The kid from Vacation, I don't know that.
Yeah, that kid's been showing up in a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
lately. Yeah.
And then
Also, Vince Vaughn put out that trailer. He's in the trailer Freak.
yeah,
It came out. Did you guys see that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw that. It looks fun. I don't know why.
I'll watch it. But
It reminds me, for some reason, of Hello Mary Lou, Prom Night 2, where the girl and she's like, now she's a killer now because they switched bodies, and she's pulling bodies to the wall, and
It's just a horror version of The Hot Chick.
Yeah, essentially, yeah.
It looks like fun. I'm gonna be honest. I want to see it.
Yeah, me too.
Vince Vaughn has won me over a lot, so I've overlooked the bad movies. So yeah, I'll go see it.
Cell Block.
Yeah, me too.
Cell
Did you
Block.
guys see in Cell Block 99.
Yeah.
Yeah, that movie's really good. It was
Yeah,
great.
that was a really good flick. Fuck yeah, it was. I love that movie. He was in Arkansas too. That was like a new movie that came out this year. Clark Duke's directorial debut.
Yeah, I wanted to see that.
He's a drug kingpin in that. He's really good.
Yeah, I like Vince Vaughn in serious roles, you know?
Yeah.
Or not over the top comedy.
Yeah, like I don't think when I was younger I didn't really care for him like in comedies, but like I think for some reason I think once like True Detective came out and he was really great in that season. Like he's been like I've been kind of been like, yeah, he should just stick to doing that. Like just doing the dramatic stuff.
See, like even
Not
though
the
it was
bubbling
comedy,
comedies.
Swingers was the best.
Him and John Favreau. That was a great movie.
I like Wedding Crashers. He was great in that.
And he was in Hacksaw Ridge. He was good in that.
Oh,
too.
that's right.
Yeah, I forgot about that one.
But I wanted to watch The Binge because it was like his return to comedy, and yeah, it's his Vince Vaughn-isms and all of that. But
Yeah, I just stick to dramas now. It's not 2004 anymore. We don't want those comedies.
Yeah.
I don't know if he still does, but he used to have a house right around here, Buffalo Grove, I believe it was.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because I know John Cusack still has a joint out here, and Bill Murray will randomly, a couple times he's gone to Woodstock for Groundhog Day, is where they filmed it.
Yeah, I saw pictures. I wish I was there.
My buddy bought the house that the piano teacher's house. So when they were refilming the Super Bowl commercial and stuff, Bill Murray walked down and my buddy was shoveling his driveway. So he got to meet Bill Murray for a brief period of time and all that.
That is
and
super cool.
The guy who, Ned Needler, or what, he comes into town every Groundhog Day and like does a proclamation and all that stuff too. It's a blast. Seriously. I don't know if you've ever done it, Logan, but this Groundhog Day, you know.
Woodstock's a cool town. Yeah, it's a cool little town. I like it. I like the downtown area.
And one thing I've been doing was, I got to bring it up. Chadwick Boseman.
Oh,
yeah.
Heartbreaking.
It was, man. Yeah, I'm going back and I'm watching all his movies. I saw 21 Bridges today, and he did some Netflix movie called Return of the King or something.
Oh yeah.
One thing with Return of the King, Kevin, it's pretty much a Liam Neeson movie. Like he even wears the same brown jacket as Liam Neeson, and I was just thinking about it the whole time.
Like a Taken? It's like Taken?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like it's a Liam Neeson movie, but it's one of the scripts he turned down, and Netflix got it.
Oh, and they just gave it to Chadwick. Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, I'll check that out then.
Mhm.
I haven't seen him in any other movies besides Black Panther.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
21 Bridges was good, and he's in the Five Bloods.
That
Was
movie's
it?
awesome.
Yeah, he's
That's
in
my
the Five
favorite
Bloods.
movie this
He was
year.
great in that.
Love that movie.
My favorite movie this year.
And then he was also in the Jackie Robinson story, the James Brown story.
My
And
mother-in-law loves the James Brown movie. She's always talking about that.
Yeah, he was on an I think Chadwick Boseman. I saw him on he was on Justified on the first season of Justified.
Really?
Yeah, he played like a drug dealer that and it was like this guy. Well, it's a small part, but this guy basically it's the whole thing where this guy got out of jail and he got fired. He's like on parole and he got fired from his job, and Chadwick Boseman just shows up, and I was like, he's really good. Like that show was good using its actors, and I was like, he made the most of his really small role in that.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
another one, like if we're talking about the roles he did really good, there's also the role he turned down. Like he filmed that, what was it? The trailer, or not the trailer, the pilot for, like it was a soap opera of some sort, and he was going to play this drug addicted,
Yeah, I think I
inner
heard
city
about
youth
that.
and all this stuff. And then he started asking questions like, why am I like this? Why is the character like this? Because he said it was too stereotypical for him
I
not
heard
to
about that,
do
yeah.
this.
Yeah.
And and if I remember correctly, Michael B. Jordan got the job after they didn't want
Yeah.
Chadwick Boseman.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I read that.
I just think of Michael B. Jordan when he started on The Wire.
Hell yeah.
When
Dude,
he was
Fruitville
drug
Station
dealer.
was another one that was so good.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
And he was also in Thurgood Marshall. That movie too.
That was good.
Yeah.
We saw Josh Gad's video tribute to Chadwick Boseman. That was sad.
Yeah.
That was really sad.
You know what's sad is I was watching you see so and so out on a walk, the kind of TMZ crap, and they showed Chadwick walking. I'm like, oh, crack panther, and oh, COVID. I was like, man, he's preparing for like a machinist role. Like he's getting ready for a role. Yeah. And then the next week he's gone. I was like, wait, what? Like all this makes sense now,
Yeah, I did see a picture of him on like Twitter, and I'm like, he's really skinny. He lost a lot of weight. Yeah. But I didn't think about it though. You know what I mean? I didn't think he was sick.
It's because in the age we're at now, and I mean the age technology, not our age, but like if a celebrity has a hemorrhoid, we hear about it in 4 different websites, on the podcast.
TMZ.
Exactly. They're like, look at the inside, like,
right.
But not once did we hear he was even sick. And I think it's rare to come across a celebrity that keeps their private life that private where we didn't know the guy had cancer. You know what I mean? And was fighting it for how many years?
4 years.
4 years.
Yeah. While he was acting in movies,
While he was Black
Panther. Avengers and Black Panther. And
not to mention while he was going to kids who had terminal cancer, and he's got stage 4 himself, and he's still going out there telling them they can do it, and how, this man was amazing, and it's a real shame.
He was good on Saturday Night Live. Keaton Thompson does this thing.
Oh yeah, the Black Jeopardy.
Black
thing?
Jeopardy.
Yeah.
I think that's where the term Karen started from.
Probably.
Really?
I think so. Yeah, that was like the first time I ever heard it, and I just.
Oh, Karen.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the first reference I remember is from that dipshit Dane Cook. He's the one. I hate Dane Cook. I used to think he was halfway tolerable, and then.
I don't like his movie. I don't like his stand-up, but I liked his movies.
I'm the same way.
Yeah,
it was good.
Yeah,
I like the what was the one he did with Jessica Simpson?
Employee of the Month.
Yes, I like that one. I liked Waiting. I like Good Luck Chuck.
Yeah, I remember seeing those in the theater.
But not for Dane Cook at all. I'm sorry. You put Jessica Alba in a movie, and back then, I can't do it now.
I like My Best Friend's Girl, the one with Kate Hudson.
Yes, yeah,
that was pretty funny.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
but Chadwick, it's sad because like he had a lot of talent. Like there was nothing. There was no skeletons in the closet. He got married right before he died.
Yeah.
I thought that was really kind of cool because, like, how can I put it? Like they weren't marrying for the rest of her life. It was just for the rest of his. And so, it's just, there's something really cool about that.
Yeah. And I first got the news from my cousin. She sent me a text and all she said was Black Panther died. And then I responded, wait till the end of the movie. And then, and then she's like, no, the actual actor. And I was like, what? And then I looked at my phone and I'm like, oh, wow, it was for real. And I was like, it hurt, man.
Yeah, I remember texting you guys when I heard, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, I got the text, and they're like, Black Panther died. I was like, what issue? I was like, I haven't read Marvel in a little bit now. And they're like, no, Chadwick. And I was like, oh, shit. And then all of a sudden there was a string of texts I was part of that we were just like, what the hell? What,
It was all over social media. I'm like, wow, it's crazy.
I saw it on Facebook, and I wasn't sure. I was like, no, this has to be some kind of joke news, because I was like, he can't be sick. Because the fact that he did all those movies and still did it while he was sick, that's pretty impressive.
Not to mention, like, he's going through treatments and stuff, and the dude was still ripped. You know what I mean? Like, in 21 Bridges, which I think was the last one he filmed, he still was in really good shape.
Yeah.
What are they going to do for the future of Black Panther?
What are the women that's going to be the new Black Panther?
I really hope they give it to Shuri, because that's what they did in the comics, and people love that character so much in the movie. Mm-hmm. And if they want to write him off and why she would have it, all they have to do is say she was trying some experimental stuff and this different technology, and it didn't work for him, and he's critically injured, and they don't think he's going to make it. So then she takes on the realm to be good for her brother and to, like, kind of prove that her tech is good. We'll want, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like it'd be like, I hurt my brother, now I need to show everyone that I'm not, I didn't mess up, I didn't do this, and then you have the whole retribution story as a movie.
And he dies at the end.
No, exactly, and you just write him off. Don't recast, don't do anything, don't recast
him.
They've been saying John David Washington rumors, like I guess not rumors, just like recasting that character.
Green Lantern.
I don't see it. Oh, was it?
No. Like I heard Green Lantern. I didn't hear the Black Panther one.
Oh, I saw something about Black Panther. I'm like, nah.
I think if they recast Black Panther, you end up seeing a lot of people leave the Marvel fandom, or get really upset about it.
It's a bad taste.
A Hulk situation where you just, this guy was here the whole time, and it's like a completely different looking person.
Well, not to mention, I mean, in the new phase, they're going in space. I mean, technically, they don't need anyone from Wakanda helping them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like you didn't need them there. I mean, if you're going to focus a lot on Captain Marvel, Thor they just said Thor's not done yet. So after Love and Thunder, he's still going to be another MCU movies. I mean, you're going to concentrate. And this might, if they don't do Black Panther 2, this could open the way for us getting a Nova movie or anything else, you know. But it's a huge loss for, I mean, movie fans in general and obviously, you know, everyone else there. But it shows you what a true fighter is, you know. He was trying to tell kids to keep their heads up and, you know, it'll be all right. And they're going through chemo. Meanwhile, he's going through chemo and still going, you know, just that's the kind of person you sort of hope you are when, you know, everything's stacked against you.
Yeah, and the thing, too, is, like, a lot of Black kids, they went to see Black Panther. They're going to see themselves reflected in that movie.
Yep.
You know, you see somebody, and I think in a way, you know, he's going to be an inspiration. Like, this movie, it's done. They're going to keep seeing Black Panther. It's going to be history. Kids will be like, you know, I saw Black Panther when I was a kid. I want to do what that guy did.
I still have my ticket stub actually from Black Panther.
Yeah, me too, I think.
I keep all my ticket stubs, yeah.
Yeah, me too.
So do I.
Yeah.
Got a few million of them.
Yeah, and like with the diversity of the cast, like that's, you know, like great for Black kids. It's great for all kids, truthfully, because you're learning about culture and diversity.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And truthfully, like I think a kid could watch that movie and it's almost like a history lesson in a way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Especially the round table they had where like every person, they tried to incorporate a different part of a tribe in Africa. So you had the guy with the disc here, you had the people with different piercing stuff. Like I thought that was cool. And I didn't know it going in, but when I was reading more about it, I was like, oh, okay, so that's what that meant. And I had to see it about 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
So probably like for everything to hit me. So I'm like, oh, okay, so there's a unified, you know.
Yeah, but he left a legacy, definitely.
Yeah.
And I love that movie, so.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites for sure.
Of the MCU, it's up there.
Yeah, me and my wife.
A little not great, but that's nitpicking.
Yeah.
You know?
I actually liked it. I thought it was a pretty perfect movie. I had
Right.
no really complaints, but it's okay.
No, I thought the movie was fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, also, for any superhero movie to be great, you have to have an amazing villain. For a villain to be great, they have to believe that they're doing something right or that they're in the right. And Michael B. Jordan knocked it out of the park. So, I mean, that just played into how great that movie was.
All around, just all great cast. And he was one of the best villains, I think, in the MCU.
Yeah, him, Loki, and Thanos. Like, those are the 3 villains in that movie that definitely just made you go, well, they think they're doing the right thing. They think they're in the right. They think they're helping people here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and how did Killmonger take out people? Literally the way we train our military. You go in there, you take in there, and you find the one thing they need and burn them from the inside out. And that was the plant. And like, it was just so many different levels where you're just like, yep, that's perfect. It's exactly what you do when you're in the military and you go through a town or whatever, you burn it from the inside. You take down like their one big thing. And I don't know, I thought it was good. Plus, finally, Stella got her groove back. She had a couple kids. She became a queen. I mean, you know, it took some time. I'm glad to see that sequel finally worked out well.
And Logan, you might have a new horror movie coming out to watch for 31 days, Antebellum. That's supposed to come out Friday.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I know it got pushed back. Okay, I'll add it to the list.
Oh, did you watch, Logan, did you watch The Lodge?
Yeah.
That was cool.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Riley, what's her name? Keel?
And then, what was it? Kid from It, right?
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I haven't even seen a trailer for that one.
It's on Hulu, I think.
It's on Hulu, yeah.
Yeah.
It reminded me a lot of like Hereditary kind of story.
That's some big shoes to fill right there.
It looks like Tenet mixed with 12 Years a Slave, if that's possible.
I mean,
I haven't even seen Tenet, but from what I'm hearing,
That's what I got that feeling from it too. That vibe.
I'll have to check it out though. I mean, if it's a good horror movie and stuff like that, I'm down.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of suspense. It was good.
Oh, Logan, also, do you work from home?
Yeah.
I was going to pass by. I was at the dollar store, and sometimes they have the greatest Blu-rays or DVDs for $1. Like I found what was it, Jurassic Dead, where it's a bunch of dead, like it's zombie dinosaurs, or you'll find some really interesting ones. I found I Saw the Devil on DVD for $1. So I have it in my car. So when I pass by your house, or I'll grab the direction or the address and I'll be able to drop it off. So Niall and I can finally get your take on this amazing movie.
Okay. It's
It's
on my list for 31 Days of Horror.
Wait, Bob, did you like the new Jurassic Parks?
I loved them. I don't know why, but I really did.
Okay.
We were bashing them for like 45 minutes last time about how much we hate them.
The one thing is the newest one is the only time I've heard a dinosaur talk, though. And it's when the Brontosaurus they're all leaving, that Brontosaurus sees the boat. If you pause it and go real slow, you hear it say, "Oh, fuck you!" Like seriously, it looks like what the like, guys. I was here, and you bastards left. I'm gonna die. He was so pissed. No, I didn't mind them. I mean, they're what they are. No one's going for an Academy Award or anything. You know, it's just gonna be. It's dinosaurs and Chris Pratt at this point.
That short film was good though. The Jurassic Park short film they did.
I don't know if I saw that one.
I can't remember the name right now.
Battle at Big Rock.
That's it.
Battle of Big Rock?
Yeah.
Because I just watched a little short film they did called The Butcher, which is where between where season 1 of The Boys ends and where season 2 begins. They show you what The Butcher's up to. It's like 5-6 minutes. So you're really bashing Jurassic Park. I mean, I get it.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
I like those movies too. Just that girl annoyed me at the end. Out and she said just like
Wells Howard or whatever.
Excuse me.
Was that Is that Ron Howard's daughter in that one? Yeah.
She's in both of them, yeah. But I'm talking about there's the little girl in Fallen Kingdom.
The one who lets
humanity
dinosaurs out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
that
she's
girl.
half dinosaur, right? That's right. She's like like the Goombas in this Super Mario Brothers movie, where they're all half lizard. That's right. Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I totally forgot about that part. Yeah, where it was a clone of that was bullshit.
Yeah.
My mind blocked that one out. It's like a traumatic experience apparently, because as soon as you start talking, I was like, "What little girl from the first one?" All of a sudden, it's like, "Hey, remember when they tried to do that?" All right, yeah, that's kind of crappy.
Yeah.
But I have to like it because the scientist is from the show Oz. He's from a bunch of stuff, but I love the show Oz so much that anytime he's in something, I'm like,
yeah,
he's poor prison priest.
Mm-hmm. He's always on SVU. Anytime there's an SVU marathon, I'm like, oh, he's on that, and he'll be the.
That's because anyone in the show Oz, if you're on Oz, you have been on one of the Law and Orders.
Yep, exactly.
Like, oh, you can play really messed up people. You're coming here.
Yep.
I'm like, all of them except for maybe J.K. Simmons.
No, was it? I think J.K. Simmons. He's on like the first. I know he was on some SVU. I watched like some early ones.
I tell you, I don't know.
It's been on for like 30 years.
Yeah.
I love that show. I don't know if anyone's ever seen the show Oz, but Oz is so good.
Yeah.
It was HBO, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I remember seeing it a long time ago. Some episodes,
really good.
Not the entire series, like a few episodes.
Yeah,
there's 6 seasons. It's
I think
one of
Oz, that was one of the first dramas I ever watched. Like the hour-long dramas, I was like, oh, HBO. That was the first time I thought, okay, now HBO can do these kind of things.
Because it was Oz and then like Sex and the City kind of piggybacked there, and then Sopranos, and then they just kept throwing out those seasons because almost every HBO show has 6 seasons except for Tales from the Crypt, which I believe is at 7 or 8 or 9. I can't remember. I own them. They're downstairs. I just can't remember what number it's at.
I feel like it's 7, but I don't know.
I was trying to talk people into, because we're all talking about like independent horror movies, which I love, and I got people to start watching the movie Feast, and some of them have really been getting into it. That and Slither, I've been telling people. But if you haven't seen Feast, it's a
James
blast.
Gunn Slither?
Huh?
James Gunn Slither?
Yeah. That one, perfect.
Yeah, that's a great one.
But there's a movie, Feast, and it breaks the one trope that I never saw a horror movie break, and it's don't kill a kid. And I don't mean in the background or insinuate that you did. Like, just don't show killing a kid, and they show killing a kid. It was really good. It was better than the Puppet Master, where the thing like the doll like put the kid on fire and you only saw the fire. No, this one is, but it was good. It was like kind of like Slither, where there's humor mixed with horror, and if it makes any difference, it was a Blockbuster exclusive movie.
I've heard of it. I've never seen it though.
Yeah, me neither.
There's like 4 of them, but the first one was great. Like Jason Mewes is in it, and like it
Nice.
takes place in it. Almost feels like Demon Night. Like everyone's in this one place when shit hits the fan. Also, that's another movie I haven't watched in a while. Now that I said it, I'm going to have to find it and watch it. I love Demon Night.
The other one
get to
was
see Thomas
terrible.
Hayden Church.
Yeah.
Oh, Bordello of Blood. Yeah. Oh,
That was terrible, but
Billy Zane before he got like really messed up. It was like Billy Zane right after Phantom.
I
It
love
was just,
Phantom is a good one.
You guys get the Scream 5 news?
What?
dude, that's insane. I'm in, but
Me too, yeah. Just from the cast, yeah.
yeah, everyone's returning.
Yeah.
And there's people are wanting because Matthew Lillard put a hint out there that, you know, we never saw him die.
Stu.
I was like, well, that's true.
He's teasing people on social media, yeah. I would love to
But
see
honestly, to
I would
me,
love to see him back.
I want it to be Dewey. I really do. I really want Dewey to be. I want David Arquette to get that final, like.
You love him, don't you?
And yes,
You love David Arquette. We're
I
talking
really
about
do.
him.
That David Arquette wrestling movie, I'm going to find it. I got the Fire Stick up. I'm like, all right, I'm going to try to find it there. I haven't got a VPN working, so I can't find it. But I need to watch it just because as a huge wrestling fan, and I remember the night he won the title and how everyone was like, fuck this. WCW had a hand in a movie called Ready to Rumble, which I own and have watched religiously. And they
want to wrestle? Yeah.
yeah, and they put the belt on David Arquette, and the entire wrestling community, fans, wrestlers, all got so pissed off. And he was a lifelong wrestling fan, and so he like took all this brunt, and people saying you fucking ruined it, blah blah blah. Like just, and WCW who was making bad decisions at the time anyway, ended up folding, and people tried to blame that on him. And I mean, just. And so I like a redemption story. I think it's because we've all been down the shitter, and like to see someone come out and try to bounce back. But no, it's something about David Arquette. I don't know why I like him so much.
Yeah, I knew about that David Arquette wrestling thing. I didn't know it was like a part of, like, I didn't know until like a few years ago that was like this big thing, because he was on Mad TV once, and I think he took the belt with him, and I was like, I don't know what this is. This is nothing to me. But then I was like, oh, okay, it all started to make sense when I read about it.
It was so bad. Like he went into not exile, but like he just like stepped away from wrestling. He still acted, but like he couldn't go to wrestling shows like he used to.
Wow.
And then I don't know if this will be in any part of the film, but I have a couple buddies that are independent wrestlers, and then when they're not wrestling, they'll go to local events and watch it. And David Arquette, during this whole thing where this documentary was filming where he's getting back to wrestling to show that he loves it, someone's like, holy shit, you're wrestling. Are you broke? And David Arquette looks at the camera and goes, fuck you, I got that Friends money.
Dang.
I was like, and he got back in and still was taking like barbed wire to the back. And I was like, see, that's the fact that the guy was like, he doesn't have to do this, you know, but he wants to show people like, look, I'll show you. I love the thing. I didn't just do it for money. So I really do. I was like, that's something I'd get into. But plus, yeah, I love David Arquette in the Scream movies.
I never actually seen WCW. I only know WCW through the Invasion storyline that they did many years ago. That was my, like, I guess, first look at WCW.
Go on the network and watch the rise and fall of WCW and stuff like that. And David Arquette is featured in that. Mm-hmm. And you can even go on the Table for Threes, and there's one with DDP and Eric Bischoff, and DDP defends David Arquette as well. That's what I mean. Like, it was a huge shockwave where like an entire community turned on this poor guy who made a really cool movie about wrestling. I love Ready to Rumble. It's a cheesy freaking movie, but I love it.
Rose McGowan is in it too, yeah.
And this poor guy just made a movie and went on there to be like, hey guys, hey, I'm here for this. And someone had the bright idea of, hey, let's put a belt on him. Look, here you go.
But from what I hear, like that invasion story wasn't good, but like I actually liked it because I was like a little kid at the time. So to me, it was like really cool. But like people said it was like the no-name people in WCW who were doing this invasion story.
I mean, yeah, but that's just because the well-known people were still on guaranteed contracts, so they didn't have to show up. Like Ric Flair was getting paid all that money guaranteed just to stay at home.
Really? Okay.
Oh, yeah. That's why, like, Bill Goldberg, like, he didn't come back until he did because he didn't need the money.
And Sting years later, like, he didn't come.
I was a big ECW fan, so when they came on to Raw, I was like, all right, that's cool.
Yeah,
Bringing us back from Scream, the fact that they're bringing Neve Campbell back, or Nev Campbell, Courtney Cox, David Arquette, I'm with Logan. If Matthew Lillard comes back, because we don't see him die.
But did he get a TV in the face? She threw a TV in his face.
Yep.
I think so, yeah.
I've had shit fall on my face. I didn't die.
And Dennis Quaid's son is in it.
It would make sense because
Jack Quaid?
Huh?
His son is in it. Dennis Quaid's son from The Boys.
Yeah, Jack Quaid.
Yeah, he's in Scream 5, yeah.
He's pretty good in The Boys. I like him in The Boys.
So was Dylan Minnette just got cast. He's in 13 Reasons Why.
Wait, who's Dennis Quaid's kid in The Boys?
He's Huey.
Huey.
That's Dennis Quaid's kid?
And Meg Ryan. Meg Ryan's his mom.
Yeah.
He looks like neither of them.
I think he looks like both of them.
He looks like Dennis Quaid a lot, yeah.
And Meg Ryan, too.
Again.
Look at Meg Ryan like back in the 90s, 80s. I think he looks like her a little bit.
Because he's awesome. But then again, I love everything about that show.
Me too.
I heard from Scream 5 they want to get Hayden Panettiere back, too.
I would be all about that.
I liked her in Scream 4. That's the only thing I liked about Scream 4 was her.
Didn't she get like freaking gutted?
I don't remember.
Yeah. Matthew Lillard is surviving of TV to the face. I'm sure they can make something up for her.
Yeah, well, what's her character? Kirby?
Yeah.
Yeah, she was great.
Yeah, I liked her in those movies.
I want Jamie Kennedy to come back.
But
they could find a way. If they're going to bring
Randy.
They can't bring Rose McGowan back.
Yeah.
No. Just because she's batshit crazy. Not that her character died really bad. Just because we don't want
God, I can't stand her.
I think Dennis Quaid's son is going to be like a modern-day Randy.
That'd be cool.
That'd be cool.
I could see that.
First Scream was flawless, honestly.
Instead of being at Blockbuster, they'll be at home with Netflix. Going through the horror.
Yeah, they'll probably do that.
Have you seen this movie?
And
I can see that.
Remake? Or you know what they'll do? He'll talk about the reboot constantly. Like, in the reboot they do this and that. So I can see that.
Oh, that would be cool.
Mm-hmm. All we need is Jay and Silent Bob is in the movie as a cameo.
Oh yeah, forgot about that in Scream 3, right?
Yeah.
Wait, were they in Scream 3?
Yeah.
They're briefly in on the set of one of the movies that they're filming. The movie.
Yeah.
Oh.
They are. I forgot about that.
Yeah. And Jay says something to Bob, and they walk off, and that's like the cameo.
Because I remember, I'm waiting for Kevin Smith's new one. I don't even know if they're making it Moose Jaws.
I'm
still waiting for Moose Jaws to happen because that's when he kills Jay and Silent Bob.
I don't know. I don't think that's coming out
I haven't seen anything about that in a long time.
No, he's been talking about it forever. Who knows? It's just that's what he wants to be the third part of his the Great White North trilogy.
Canadian trilogy.
Yeah, Tusk, Yoga Hosers, and Moose Jaws.
Isn't he doing something else, like another horror movie?
I heard he's doing Tusk.
He's doing Clerks 3.
He doesn't need to do Clerks 3. Clerks 2 ended perfectly.
Now he did. Well, what was it? He did Mallrats. He wants to do Mallrats 2 and Clerks 3. And Clerks 3, the only reason he's getting it now is because for charity or something, he sold tickets and he read the script, and so many people got choked up and did all that he talked to everyone again, and they're like, "Yeah, let's do it." So that's the only reason he's doing it. Mm-hmm. And no, Clerks 2 was phenomenal. I thought it was fantastic.
Clerks 2 was awesome.
I thought that was the perfect way to end it, but if he has something up his sleeve for Clerks 3, then I'll keep my fingers crossed. He wanted to do a TV show with Mallrats, like Mallrats with his daughter.
Yeah.
He's like attached to like 50 projects at all times.
Yeah.
He's like producing and podcasts and movies. Busy
He's
man.
had his hands directing everything on the CW for the Arrowverse. But honestly, like, I've loved everything Kevin Smith since I was a kid. I can't handle him throwing his daughter in any more things because after a while I'm just going to be like, I get it, it's your daughter, she's good. Less is more. You know, like James Silent Bob reboot was hard for me to watch. I loved it, like I said, but then you're like, oh, and of course Jay has a daughter. Oh, of course it's Harley. You know, like, I feel bad even saying that, but obviously my opinion means nothing to these people in the grand scheme of things. But
Kevin Smith is watching. Just pops in. Hey.
It's every podcast. Yeah, he just puts up.
He's like,
Kevin Smith, he has a lot of ideas, and I don't know. He seems like the kind of guy that's like, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that. He's like a kid. He's like, I have this idea, I want to do this. He had that hockey movie too that he wanted to do, and I think it was going to be like a 2-part movie or something like that. And
he had Sean William Scott attached to it, and then he ended up going to do Dune, which is an awesome movie. The first and second one are fantastic. Kevin, you've seen that, right?
No, I should because I love hockey.
I was going to say, you're a hockey fan. You haven't seen Dune?
Yeah, I heard it's amazing.
It's really good.
Yeah, I got to watch it, yeah.
I mean, it's up there with me. It's up there with Slapshot. Like, it's those two.
Oh, nice.
Did Jay Baruchel do it?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did, yeah. I like Jay Baruchel.
Yeah, he did it because he's a huge hockey fan as well.
It's Canadian.
And it's actually based on a true story of a minor league hockey player.
Oh, shit, really?
Yeah, and I was on eBay and I was looking at jerseys just because I like, whatever. And I found a place that makes Mighty Ducks jerseys, the original
sweet
ones, all personalized, Goldberg, whatever. And they're like 30-something bucks a piece. And they have one for the replacements because I love that movie. They had Falco for Keanu Reeves' character, Jon Favreau. But my big is it had the Hansons from Slapshot.
Oh, Slapshot, yeah.
Cool.
I was like, oh, that would be.
That was a great movie.
They were up here. Oh, this going back a couple of years. I want to say at least 6. They screened Slapshot, and then you got a meet and greet with the brothers, and people brought those McFarlane figures up, and they wouldn't sign them because they got no money from it. McFarlane never got permission to make them, and so there's a big thing. But the people who just got their jerseys signed and stuff, they were the coolest guys, I guess.
We haven't had a movie like that, like Major League or Slapshot. It's just a bunch of guys like on a team, different personalities in a long time. We need a movie like that.
Dude, I coach a little league baseball team, and I have a kid who's a great pitcher, but occasionally it'll just get away from him, and he'll go like 10 feet above one of the kids' heads, and like me or his dad would be like, "Easy, Ricky, easy." Then we just started quoting Major League every game.
Wild Thing?
One of the kids' moms brings a Bluetooth speaker for before the game, but we're warming him up, and I was like, I kind of want you to play Wild Thing when the kid walks up.
Oh, that'd be so awesome.
Just to throw the families off, because the parents will all get a kick out of it.
You want to talk about movies we've only seen once?
Yeah, I'll let you go. You guys go first. Yeah, that was my idea.
Yeah, of course. You always have the best ideas. There's like 50 ideas lined up. That's a good thing.
Well, I got one, but I've watched it more than once, so I feel like I'm kind of cheating, but Hereditary. It's not overly scary, but that one scene with Toni Collette slamming her head on the...
Oh, and she's climbing the walls?
Mm-hmm. That was unnerving.
Unnerving, exactly.
I had to walk outside for a little bit and kind of breathe after that because of the way it was shot. It was beautiful, and I love Hereditary. Between that and thinking that little girl was that little girl, I didn't see that coming,
No.
She didn't see the post coming. That would be up there for me with just it being unsettling. Like Midsummer, I couldn't watch it more than once, but I think that's because I just don't like it. It's weird, but Hereditary.
With Logan, we were talking about Midsummer the other day, and I'm like, once you've seen it once, I don't feel the need to see it ever again.
Once a guy pulls a pubic hair out of a pot pie, I was done.
Yeah, I'd have to throw that on the list. That movie, I've only watched it once.
That was on my list too. Yeah.
Also, I hate people who defend those movies. Like, if you like it, awesome, but don't tell me that I just don't get it. Okay, like, no, I got it. I watched. Went, oh, this is terrible, and I'm done.
Yeah, but
Like,
you have to watch the
which-
director's cut. That's what everybody says. You have to watch the director's cut. Apparently, it improves everything.
Wait. There's a director's cut of Midsummer?
Yeah, there
Yeah.
is. You can pay $45, or I think you can rent it on Apple or something, or iTunes.
How much more is it? I don't know how they fix that.
I don't know.
Instead of 3.5 hours, it's 4 hours now.
Oh, and the Joker comes, and that's where Jared Leto gets. I get it. All right.
Yeah.
Christopher Walken comes. He's Jesus for some reason. He resets the whole movie. It's fantastic. Actually, take that back. If that's the director's cut, I'm buying it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think if you get it physically, you can, like, I think on the A24 site, they had it for like $45 if you have like a 4K Blu-ray or something. And then I think you can like rent it on Apple, but I think it's much cheaper if you rent it on Apple.
Yeah, I saw it on their website. It like sold out super quick.
Yeah.
I was gonna try to buy it. Now I'm just like, I'll download it.
Like with me with Parasite. Like, I liked it, but I don't think I'll ever have to see it again.
Same here. I don't think it's a movie I'd rewatch.
I'm tempted because that Criterion's coming out. I don't know. I'm like, I know I have to fulfill my movie snob duties and get some Criterion.
Irishman.
Yeah.
Criterion.
Yeah. Irishman. That's one I would definitely purchase.
It's gonna be a day one.
Purchase.
I only have like a couple, but the two I have right now that I love are my Uninvited and Night of the Living Dead. Those Criterions. Uninvited, I don't know if anyone's seen it, or it's a 1930s or 1940s horror movie where they try to put a ghost on the screen, but it's pretty much just like Vaseline and something, so it's really hazy, but the story is solid. Well, because they couldn't just bank on the effects.
Yeah, I just have all the Wes Anderson movies.
Yeah, same here. I was about to say that.
Yeah, I have a few comedies that are Criterion, but like, and I think Breakfast Club. I have Breakfast Club too on Criterion.
Cool.
Yeah.
Good
Jeff
choice.
Roma.
Yeah.
Alfonso.
Mm.
Yeah, I haven't watched it yet. I haven't watched the Criterion version of it yet.
You know,
I don't know what the criteria is to be part of the Criterion, but like Dazed and Confused is on there. And I love that movie, but I don't know why I need it for.
I think Moonstruck is gonna be on there next month in November.
Wedding Story already hit it, and a lot of people are telling me that that's a just amazing movie.
Yeah, I love that movie.
I actually work with a kid. I call him a kid. He's like 20-something. That's that he edits film in college and stuff, and we go back and forth with movies all the time. And we were talking about Wedding Story. He buys the Criterions as soon as they come out. Like when I talked to him about Tenet, he's like, you know what, the noises are, and he's bad. He goes, but the way they edit, he's like, it's boom, 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 boom. But he was hyping me up on Marriage Story. He's like, you got to see it. It's fantastic. Like, all right,
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think that movie, that Marriage Story really did too much. Like emotionally, that movie kind of, it did a lot to me because as a child of divorce, like there's a lot in that movie that felt like too real to me. Like the way the characters interacted with each other and stuff. Not the exact same thing like my family, but like, I don't know, there's a lot of things when you come from divorce. It's like that movie, like that, and I think because the same director as Noah Baumbach, he did Squid and the Whale, and that movie did the same thing to me. Like a lot of divorce, like he knows how to get all those emotions, all those feelings, all those frustrations out of divorce.
It's all dysfunctional people. It's like 2 hours.
Yeah. That's the good thing. But like, I'm like, okay, I'm glad I'm not like these people. So I'm doing.
No, those are just the worst case scenario people.
Yeah, basically. Like I identify with some of it, but I'm like, yeah, worst case scenario.
Bob, did you ever see Color Out of Space? That was a good movie.
Colors? No, but I saw the poster out there in the DVD, and I was like, that looks amazing.
That movie's fucked up.
Yeah.
I just watched it. It's messed up. It's good though.
Is it as good as Mandy? Because I'm sorry, Mandy was fantastic.
It's
in the same realm. The same realm, you know. It's like
better, but I think Elijah Wood is producing all these movies that Nick Cage has been starring in, like Mandy and Color Out of Space.
Oh.
And there's a rumor
Wood's
that
a smart kid too.
Yeah, there's a rumor that Elijah Wood wants to rejuvenate the Nightmare on Elm Street series, and he wants to use the director of Mandy to reboot it. And I think that would be amazing.
Oh,
Sign
that would
me
be
up.
sick. I would all about that.
Now,
Like, I don't know if
was
I
he the
want-
one? Was Elijah Wood the one to say that he wanted Kevin Bacon as Freddy Krueger? Because I remember there was that
Yes,
thing going for a
yes.
hot minute.
Yes.
Yeah.
He would freaking. Oh,
He's. I love him. It's one of my
I-
favorite
it's
I
not
actors.
going to
that
be
happens.
worse than the crap they rebooted it with.
Yeah.
Give it
I-
a try.
If that happened, that would be like my number one most anticipated movie. The guy who did Mandy did Nightmare on Elm Street. Yeah, I'd be there first night.
But Elijah Wood's been in a lot of good horror movies, though.
He's a
Like,
huge horror fan.
Well, what was he? Was it Maniac?
I love the remake. Of
Maniac, yes.
Yeah,
the
that was a
movie's
good movie.
good.
He
What
was
if
good in that,
you-
and then, although it's not a horror movie per se, but well, The Faculty. He was in that one, which
Yeah.
is a low. That's a cult favorite of mine.
The Good Son.
But also, did you guys see the movie Cooties?
Yes.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. With
So
Joe-
good.
I interviewed the directors of that movie.
Nice.
They're talking
I-
about cooties.
Kevin, watch the movie Cooties.
Was Lupita's in that movie, right? The Nwongo? Is that the Cooties?
You're thinking of a different movie.
No, that's a newer one. It's not the same.
Okay.
I know what you're talking about.
Where she's the grade school teacher and like all the kids get infected.
Yes.
It's like Cooties, but that's like the Hulu version.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
Rainn Wilson's the gym teacher, and just the whole.
Have you ever seen Grand Piano with
Yes, that was a good movie.
Yeah.
Piano was cool. I like that movie.
It reminds me of Brian De Palma a little bit. I don't know if he had anything to do with the movie.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. Actually, yeah, you're right. It does.
No, I like those horror movies, the ones like that Magnet was putting out for years.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like they were on a real roll of just those really good indie ones. One is Perfect Host. Yeah, Perfect Host. It had who played Niles on Frasier?
David Hyde
Pierce.
Pierce.
He's the main character.
Yeah,
The
that was
guy
a good
tried
movie.
to break into his house, and he pretty much ties him up while he's having this extremely fancy dinner. And honestly, I thought it was so good, and it bothered me that no one else saw it. Like it was disturbing. And David Hyde Pierce, like that's one of the few movies I think I've seen him in, but that's one of the best performances I've seen in a horror movie where he carried that whole movie. Like Tom Hanks in Castaway, that's David Hyde Pierce in this movie.
Yeah.
Just like he keeps the ball rolling himself. Really good.
Did you see The Rental?
Yes.
That was pretty good.
Yep.
Wasn't bad.
I'm talking. Yeah, there's man. Magnet needs to start putting out movies again. Like God, what was it? They put out the movie Stage Fright, which was Glee mixed with a horror movie. It was fantastic.
Oh,
I
right.
mean, they did that. They did Hobo with a Shotgun, Rubber. All those.
Yeah, those are good. Yeah, there's some good ones.
I know Ratchet's coming out Friday on Netflix. I'm going to check that
I'm
out.
so excited.
Yeah.
I'm gonna rewatch One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest again, just so I can speed up to date on it.
What's that Bill Skarsgård movie that's coming out on Netflix?
Which one?
Which one?
Bill Skarsgård and Spider-Man.
Oh, yeah. The southern one, yeah. It takes place in the south.
Yeah, when does that come out again?
That comes out next week or the week after. I can tell you. Give me a second here.
All right. And Kevin, you made me think of an idea for the podcast when we were talking about Kevin Bacon as Freddy Krueger. Maybe like the best movies that were gonna come out but never did.
Oh, yeah.
Because I know they were gonna do a movie I think years ago with Sylvester Stallone, and it was gonna be Predator but in the snow.
Yes.
I forget-
Yes.
What's the name of that? I don't remember.
And I heard there was a Predator rumor that it was going to be a sequel to the one with Adrian Brody.
Yeah. Mhm.
Oh,
It's basically they capture Adrian Brody at the end of the movie, at the end of the first Predator.
Mhm.
And they bring him on a ship, and there's like, Predator maintenance and all Predators.
Mhm.
And it's basically Die Hard on a Predator ship. And it's
To me,
him
that
trying
would
to
have been better than what we got. Yeah.
you don't even need a clever title. If you put out a movie called Die Hard on a Predator ship, you're making millions.
Yeah.
Every man over the age of 25 is lining up overnight for that movie.
Right. The movie we were talking about was called The Devil All the Time. That's with Robert Pattinson
Yes.
and Tom Holland and Skarsgård. Comes out September 16th, so 3 days.
Yeah.
So far, the reviews have been good.
Mhm.
I've seen there's a few that are like 4 out of 5.
Oh, I like Pattinson. He was in What was the one with Chalamet, Timothée Chalamet, that came out last year, where he's Henry VIII or something?
The King.
The King,
King
yeah.
of the King.
Robert Pattinson was a really good scumbag in that movie.
I didn't know he was in it.
Yeah, he was the French dude.
Huh.
Yeah. He was.
Did not know that.
He was good in that movie.
You have a couple, don't you now?
I have, well, Midsummer, yeah, but I have The Human Centipede.
Ugh.
Yeah, I've seen it once. You're good.
Yeah, that's my number one.
It's that movie I'd
Yeah.
buy and watch again.
Like, that's me with About Schmidt. Just because I woke up, I turned on the TV, and Kathy Bates was naked. I have never seen that movie beginning to end because of that.
Scarred you for life.
Oh. I mean, I'm no prize, but wow.
You
Like,
ever see Marry Your Children, Bob? When Al's watching Kathy Bates and Fried Green Tomatoes, and he's like, Kathy Bates has a nice rump. Why she wastes her time on these movies?
yeah, that aged along with her. Just-
Like, yikes.
yeah.
And then the other movie I have is Audition. It's an Asian movie. Have you guys seen it?
No.
No, it's on Shudder. I wanted to watch it just to say I've seen it.
Yeah.
Honestly, if they're making a formula for a movie, I wouldn't be able to watch. It's anything that harms kids where you watch the kid get harmed. Not in that horror movie goofy way I was talking about, but like literally like a child crying, I can't do it.
That's
Like,
the
there's
thing.
some parts where I'm just like, I can't do it.
Yeah, like that's me. Like I'm one of those people. I like to say I don't like kids, but at the same time, I can't. Sometimes if I see that kind of stuff in a movie, it's kind of upsetting to watch.
Yeah.
Even if you're trying to say something, it's like I don't know.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, if that freaks you out, Bob and Mondo, definitely watch Color Out of Space. That's all I'm gonna say.
That's the movie I'm kicking off 31 Days of Horror with. My
It's
Color
review.
Out of Space.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
I recorded my review on Friday.
But Bob, you watch Tobo with a shotgun. They kill kids on a bus with a flame gun.
Yeah, but I mean, that's not realistic, you know. Like, if a little kid, like, so what was it? Okay, so I'm a true crime fanatic. Like, I went to college for forensics and abnormal psychology and all this stuff. I love all of it. But then they had, I can't remember his name now. The guy who ended up killing his kids and his wife, and he put them in a drum and all that. And it was recent, and they had him write down a testimony of everything that was done. And he starts reading about all the things his daughter pleading with him.
Mhm.
And she's like 5 or 6. Like, that drew me away. I was like, nope, can't do it. You know, and I just kind of turned it off. There's that documentary on Netflix, Don't Fuck with Cats or whatever. I haven't even watched it. And people are like, oh, yeah, you don't see any cats die or anything, but it's sort of insinuated. And I was like, oh, okay. They're like, then there's kids. And I was like, nope.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Something about kids, it's just upsetting.
It's because it's sheer and complete innocence.
Yeah.
And they look to you they look at adults as, this is who I learned from. And so when the person they learn from hurts them, literally 5 minutes down the road, it happened in real life last year. And it disturbed me even more so. So now, like, even more, if I see something like that, it really gets me. Because 5 minutes down the road-ish, a little boy was killed by his parents, and his dad went, like, it was a messed up situation. And I was picking up my kids from school, and I saw the helicopters going around the sky. So, like, maybe that could honestly be the more catalyst for it now. Whereas I could watch stuff before, and then when you see that, and then your kids talk about it, that's nothing on the movie itself. That's me as a personal, you know what I mean? Like, other people, I could probably watch it, but I have to, like, take myself out of it. You know what I mean? Don't watch it as a dad, watch it as a movie lover.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I can't recommend a movie called Headshot. It's from the guy who's in The Raid, that Indonesian action movie. Because what they do to this one kid is like really terrible. Like, it got to me too.
That's like Hobo with the Shotgun. Like, none of that stuff's ever going to happen. And plus, any movie where there's actual dialogue of a man saying, "Don't you die on me, you filthy whore," like, and where that's actually said. Like, I don't take anything in that movie seriously.
Yeah.
But I do believe that Rutger Hauer was just a hobo with a shotgun who wanted just to mow lawns. Like, I'm gonna have to watch that movie again now.
I love that movie. Yeah.
Logan, you've seen it, right?
Yeah.
Kevin?
Hobo Shotgun, no. I know Rucker Hauer's in it, right?
Yeah.
It's on
Mhm.
Netflix. Mondo, same thing. I believe it's still on
Yeah,
Netflix.
I've seen it. Yeah, I have it on DVD. It was really good. I mean, rewatch it.
Kevin, it's almost like if we pulled together a GoFundMe and it failed miserably, but we thought, you know what? No, we're still going to make that movie. That's what this is. Like, I think there's even people with like aluminum foil wrapped around their arm that's supposed to be half cyborg.
Yeah.
Like, I really can't put it over much more. It's awesome.
I think for me, the movie that freaks me out the most, I own it, but it raked the shit out of me when I first saw it, was The Deer Hunter.
Whew. Yeah, the Timmy Mao and
Yeah. I saw that movie on a Friday and it ruined my entire weekend.
I watched it for the first time last summer.
Like it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Christopher Walken was incredible in that movie.
Yeah, it was an incredible cast.
Yeah, but the ending, it's like that movie. Like the first hour is the wedding, and I'm like, you're watching it and you're like, oh, why the hell is this wedding so goddamn long? By the end of the movie wouldn't hit as hard if that wedding wasn't an hour almost, because you got to know the characters and really go attached to them.
I haven't seen that movie in years, honestly. Like,
I've seen bits of. I haven't sat down and watched like through in like years. But
if you want something to make you a little easier on the Russian roulette scene, watch the movie Meet the Feebles.
Oh, Peter Jackson?
Yeah, Peter Jackson made that movie, and it's all like Sesame Street on crack. But there's
right.
They're playing Russian roulette. No, what is it? Deliverance. Deliverance gets me every time. Oh,
I just think that's a cool movie. It did freak me out, but like, it's creepy. But I just thought that's an awesome movie.
that little inbred boy hunted my dreams for a long time.
Yeah, he did.
I still can't listen to banjos. I watched that movie for the first time the day before it went down to Georgia for a week. Like,
Oh, God.
like 13 or 14 years old. You watch, if Warren Beatty's getting raped, I'm a 13-year-old pudgy kid. You think I stand a chance? No.
What about that movie? What's the name of it? Irreversible.
Oh, the rape scene movie? Yeah.
Yeah.
I never saw it, but yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I've seen that movie more than once, but that scene is very long and it is uncomfortable. And then that you have someone who walks in the background who takes a peek, and then they're like, "Oh, it's not me, so I don't care," and they keep going. So it is really hard.
Monica Bellucci's in that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's the one. Is she the one that gets raped?
Yes.
Oh shit.
See, that's like the remake of I Spit on Your Grave.
That's another one too. Yeah.
That rape scene, that was uncomfortable. Like, I left the room. I didn't fast forward to the movie. I literally left the room.
Yeah.
I just felt dirty for a moment. I had
That's
to go
intense.
and let that happen.
Mhm.
I watched this was years ago, one that was really hard. I don't think I'll ever watch again. It kind of like it was so uncomfortable that it really like kind of made me angry. I watched the remake of Funny Games. Has anybody ever seen that
I
one?
love Funny Games.
Yes.
Michael Pitt.
That's a
and
great movie.
Like, part of me wants to watch it again because maybe I was a little too young to understand it, but at the same time, that movie just frustrated me because I was like, no, I want everybody to just start killing it. I want them to kill the killers, but I know that's not the point. But that movie just infuriated me. Just seeing people just not doing anything. Like, I know that's kind of the point. You're just supposed to see these people get tortured and just get like they're just tied up and all this stuff. But that was a really uncomfortable movie to watch.
I totally get it. 'Cause especially when you get pissed off that something finally happens to them. Michael Pitt goes away and hits the rewind button.
Yeah, that I
goes
was like, I
back so
want
they
to clip
can-
this off. Yeah.
God, that was so good. No, I thought that. No, I get the uncomfortable. Well, the original, it was original movie, what, in Australia, and then they remade
I
it.
think Austrian. I think it's an Austrian movie, like originally Austrian. And then one that I just because we were just talking about kids, The Killing of a Sacred Deer. I watched
That movie.
Crazy.
that movie
Great.
was rough. I mean,
I
it's
don't think
good.
I've ever seen that one.
It's crazy.
With
It's
Colin Farrell.
Colin
You and I
Farrell.
talked about it. Remember?
Okay, yeah. All right.
Like, it's
When
a
I
weird.
saw that big grin go on your face now, I was like, oh, wait. I remember this movie.
I don't know if I could watch that one again. It was like the ending was too much for me. I was like that. Like, it was really unsettling.
If you guys see that movie, we have to talk about the themes and metaphors because I think there are a lot.
I'll have to check that out now.
it's good. It's kind of rough. Like as a movie, it was like it's just weird. Like the comedy is just like I was like, is this a comedy? Because it's like he's like Colin Farrell just saying weird stuff about I saw my brother in bed. I was like, what is going on in this movie? And then
It's on Netflix.
Weird movie. And then this kid, the main like kid in it, he just starts eating spaghetti weird. And giving a monologue while he's eating spaghetti. Kind of talking myself into watching it again.
Isn't he the kid from Dunkirk?
Yeah, I think he is.
Barry Keoghan, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
That guy, yeah, he was fucking weird in Killed Me Sick of Deer.
Yeah.
No, he has that look of he could be a great horror movie character.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes.
Yeah.
He's in the new Batman.
He is?
Yeah,
He is?
and the Internals, that MCU movie.
Oh, Eternals, I'm interested.
Yep, he's gonna blow up.
Oh, that movie with Ben Affleck, that's another one I watched The Way Back. He's an alcoholic and he basically
Play himself.
full team.
How is that movie?
It was good, but it's really depressing. It's a really hard look at an alcoholic. It's not as much about the basketball as about his journey at like trying to be recover from being an alcoholic, and like they show you the reasons why he's an alcoholic, and it's pretty goddamn sad why, and it's justifiable why he turned to alcohol. It's sad. It's a sad movie, but
It's worth watching.
Yeah, and like you could tell, like I know Affleck's had basically trouble with alcohol in real life, and you could definitely tell that he brought that to the performance.
I think it was all those people criticizing him as Batman, which made him a bit.
The sad thing is he wasn't a bad Batman. Like he was an amazing Batman. He was good. It's just it was like people hated. I think people just wanted to hate anything Ben Affleck was in.
You should get HBO Max.
Man, yeah.
There was a documentary on there, Class Action.
I want to see that so bad.
So
I want to see that so bad.
That-
As a kid, I remember hearing stories
I
of
was
this
supposed to go there.
because it was in Jersey, wasn't it?
Yeah, I'm from New York. I'm probably 2 hours away from that place.
Dude, I heard like rumors because
No,
I was 15 helping out at a place called Santa's Village over here, and it was like you saw the movie Funtown Land, or right, Funtown with Ryan Reynolds, or Adventureland or whatever.
Adventureland, yeah.
Yeah, so it was a small thing, and we would just hit there, 15, 16-year-olds old, working on their just taking apart the little 3-cycle engines for the go-karts or whatever, having a cigarette, talking to the girls. And then you heard of this place that had no rules, and like it was just dangerous as hell. We're like, oh, we need to go to this place. And then just before internet or anything like that, so
Are
it
you
was all
talking
word
about
of mouth.
Santa's Village?
Class Action Park.
Yeah, that was a good documentary. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I think like as a millennial, I watched that movie and I'm like, I just felt sad that everybody's got trauma, and everybody's like, oh, we got hurt. We went down this slide. I got scratches on my back, but I didn't care. It was the 80s, and you just had to take it. And I'm like, that's not how things work. But I'm a millennial, so I see it differently. There's a lot of sadness to it, but at the same time, I think you have to. It's like it kind of was like you have to laugh to keep from crying.
And then, Kevin, you said you were supposed to be there. Like,
Yeah, it closed down in the summer of '96, and my cousins, who live probably about a half hour from it, they said to me, they're like, listen, don't tell your parents, say we're going to the movies, we're going to take you to Action Park. And I heard about it because they had gone there a bunch of times, and we were on our way there, but there was a really, really bad a storm that rolled through, and they closed it down for the day. And I'm thinking maybe it was a blessing in disguise.
yeah.
Like,
You
it's
might have
just
lost
crazy.
an arm and a leg, but yeah.
Yeah, it's just crazy how like people were just like, I think parents back then, like adults, were more hands off.
Oh yeah, that was one of the main parts of the documentary.
Yeah.
Like, in today's society, that park would be shut down within a day.
Yeah, because when I was a kid, like we would go to the parks, but like no, the parents, there was like you always have to have somebody with you. It was like no, you can't go anywhere. Like they were very, very particular about that. Anywhere we went.
Yeah, it's because we didn't. How can I put it? The news didn't have. It had more shit to worry about than like what happened to kids. Like hell,
Right.
I'm born in '81. I thought it was funny at 5 years old, so '86, to hide in the clothes at Kmart. The little circles. So I used to hide in there, and my aunt would cry. She broke down crying one time, and I thought it was the funniest thing in the world. mind you, again, this is the 80s, and the Adam Walsh thing just happened. And my aunt thought I went miss. Adam Walsh
Yeah.
was, you know the story.
I don't think I
Adam
know.
Walsh.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, the guy, a little boy got killed. Name was Adam Walsh. His dad didn't find justice, so he is John Walsh for America's Most Wanted. All that. That's why when you go to a store, there's a code Adam.
Yeah, I've heard of some of this. Yeah.
So I thought I was funny as hell, like making my aunt scared. And now I get older, I'm like, oh, I was an asshole. Like you said, it was the 80s. That's why I wanted to see the Class Action Park. That sounds amazing.
Today are just really soft compared to back then.
Yeah, I think I did the same thing. I only did it once, but I remember I used to go around, like my mom. I used to always have to go to places for my mom, and I would like run away and go through like, I don't know if I ever went to like Kmart, but I remember we would go to malls, we would go to different places, and I would just run away from her and I would go missing. And one time she put a leash on me because she didn't want me to go anywhere. And so what happened was she was like, you're not going to go anywhere. And somehow I found she tells me this, apparently this is what happened. I found the way to get the leash off of me. I like unlocked it and I just found the place to hide. And so I went missing. And so my mom found me, like, I think I went in between some clothes somewhere. And then this old woman found me, this old black lady, she found me. And then she told my mom, oh, don't you know that you don't put any black kids on a leash?
Wow.
Like the first mistake with the Class Action Park is a water park in Jersey. The moment they said that, I'm like, well, you already messed up. And he worked with Jordan Belfort too.
Yeah. Yeah, because that documentary had the same energy as Wolf of Wall Street. It's just like no rules, devil may care attitude going on over there.
Yeah, and then we're gonna have a slide. It's gonna go in a hoop, and like that does. I don't know how physics work, but I feel like once you fall, because there were like a thing that goes like up around in like a
loop,
like a little hoop. Yeah. And then it was one. I think it was a slide that everybody used to get cut on it, but that's fine. We went on it and we're okay.
You remember the rapids in the documentary?
I think so. Yeah, the one. I think it was like a little hoop. You go in the water and you'd hit it, and it like you'd feel it. I think that.
Yeah. Well, the place is still open. Like as you said, like, and when I used to work at a camp, we went there.
Mm-hmm.
And when you go on that ride, you have like they put a helmet on your head.
Mm.
But in the documentary, you saw no helmets on their heads, and like the pressure of the water was far greater in the past than it is now. So I can't even imagine how violent it was back then.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, doesn't the son of I forget the guy's name, the Jordan Belfort guy, doesn't his son now own the park?
Yeah, yeah, I think so, yeah.
But is he trying to do like the honest thing with it, or is he like learning from his dad how to do business?
No. They bought it, but like and I went there with my campers in 2015, and it's still cool, but it's it's safe. It's not like what it was displayed like in Class Action Park. It's safe.
Movies that I could I've only seen once that were pretty unsettling. I'll probably never watch again. End of Days from 1999. Arnold.
The old Schwarzenegger one?
Yeah, there's this demon.
Where he fights the devil.
Yeah, it's Gabriel Byrne that played the devil. But there's like this demon in the movie that just like creeped the shit out of me, and I haven't watched it since. The other one is The Devil's Advocate. I thought that was kind of unnerving.
Yeah.
With Keanu Reeves, Al Pacino. I got a thing with like movies about Satan or demonic possession and ghosts. They just like creep me out. So those are ones that I'll probably never watch again. Oh, do we got any upcoming projects? You guys working on anything? Reviews?
Oh no, I'm going to be doing the head of baskets or basket of heads. Dyslexia kicks in, and then I was going to wait for. I was going to grab a couple more. They had the Bynes one, all of them on there. I was going to try to do all the Hill House reviews.
Cool.
Nice.
Sounds good.
I recently did the podcast with Michael Gray Eyes. He was really cool to talk to, and keep me updated on more of those. I like those a lot.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't seen too many lately, but if I get the emails, I'll forward them over.
Yeah,
And if I can
stuff too.
find You Can't Kill David Arquette, I will do one for you.
Okay.
Hopefully you find it. Looking forward to your thoughts. Trying to think. We got 31 Days of Horror coming up in October, here in a few weeks. Talking about some horror flicks.
we could talk about the underrated Final Girls too.
Oh yeah, let's do that.
Mhm.
We should do like a Halloween version podcast, Halloween edition,
Yeah, that'd be
Oh,
cool.
I'm down.
sometime in October. I think
Dress
we should
up.
do that. Yeah, dress up. I'll put on my Prince costume that I have.
Well, now you have to, because now I'm interested.
I have it somewhere. It's in the basement. It's a purple outfit.
Well, like a day at Class Action Park, it's time for us to head on out of here before we get too hurt. Anyways, for episode 88 of the Cinephellas Podcast, until next time, Logan, you know what to say.
Cheers!
Man, those boys are whiter than a jar of molasses. Love Uncle Mike.